Hello everyone, this is Jobenblue, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the PlayStation 5 controller. If you're wondering how I already have this, I got it from Amazon, and I guess I just sent it out early. What's this? I'm not even going to buy the console. The main reason I'm getting this is to use with my Windows 7 computer, so hopefully it'll work. So let's go ahead and pop it open. Plastic bit just kind of falls off, and then okay, so you stick your thumb in here and then pull. I think that's how you get it out. And then so this is just a white box. My cardboard is a little messed up there. And then have the controller. I'll set that aside. You get a manual. So there is another language on the back, but all of this seems to be in English. There's all this different kinds of information. There you go, and I guess there is nothing else inside the other boxes. So it just comes with the white box, the manual, and this controller. And say what you will about the design, I'm really not sure how I think about it. Okay, so when I think about the PS4 controller, and this is the one with my console, I use a white one for PC, that's why it's dirty. I think about how sometimes I wish I could kind of like pull on the sides a little bit and angle it out a little farther. But other than that, this controller is pretty much perfect. And you get to this one, it's just so much smoother, I feel like. And I'm a person with big hands, and yeah, it just, I don't know, the little tweaks that they did just feel a little bit better. This touchpad is very smooth, whereas on the PlayStation 4 one, you can feel all these bumps and ridges and stuff. Where on the R2 buttons, PlayStation 4 controller is a little more bumpy and has that bit of texture. On the PlayStation 5, there is still some texture, but it feels a lot more smooth. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily something I'm okay with. I wish there was still a little bit more of a trigger to this controller. Not by much, but it just, I don't know. I kind of wish there was more. Oh, I guess that's one thing I missed. The R1 and R2 are centered on the PS4 controller, whereas on the PlayStation 5 controller, they're a little bit more inwards. The buttons have a lot more resistance compared to the PlayStation 4 one, but that may just be because this one isn't broken in. On the back here, you can see like all the data about it, the reset button, I'm assuming, and of course the USB-C. Being a PC gamer, that's one of the reasons I really wanted this, is so I could finally quit using micro USB. Just everything else is already running on USB-C, so it'd be nice to have. The PlayStation button is raised, and that is an actual button. If I press it, you can see that the lights are coming on. The touchpad is an actual button. Start and select are actual buttons. The texture on the grip seems nice. Hopefully it'll last long. I don't have the problem on this controller, but on my white controller, the plastic finally started to show through, and I replaced it with Xbox One thumbsticks before I knew you can actually get aluminum ones. So if these ever become problems, I'll probably switch them out with aluminum. It's definitely slanted down here. It's not really easy to show, but it is slanted here. There's actually a groove. You can see kind of mimics the actual console. And pressing the PS5 button only lights up the lights over here and nothing in front. I assume that's an IR sensor. There is a slight sheen difference there you can see between the back and the front and this middle part. Of course, the buttons are not, the buttons don't have actual colors on them anymore, but I assume that somebody's going to make some sort of third-party accessories where you can go in and put these all on here. And if I watch the teardown of this controller, and it's not that hard to take apart, I might actually do that. But for now, I'll leave it as is. Gotta wait for somebody else to break their controller, because this is not cheap. It is $75 compared to PlayStation 4 controllers you can buy for about $30. That looks like a headphone jack there at the bottom. And if I'm correct... Oh, that is actually a 3.5. So, no problem with that, which is great. I thought they had reverted to a 2.5, like is on the 360 controller, but that is not the case. So, I guess now all that's left to do is to plug it into my computer and go play Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and hope that everything works fine. Honestly, I don't remember it doing this with the PlayStation 4 controller, but you can see there, it says speakers, wireless controller, and so you can actually listen to sound through the actual 3.5 jack that's on this controller. And so if I go here and test the sound, you should be able to hear that. It's because it's actually feeding through the PS5 controller, and as soon as I plugged it in, it set itself to the default device. So if that happens, you can just come in here and disable this, or just make sure that your other speakers are turned on, and set that to the default device by just right-clicking it and clicking where it says default device. Works great right out of the box. So, sweet. Alright, so I hate to do this, but I know somebody's going to wonder, because if you've ever used a PlayStation 4 controller, you're going to sit there and do this, like, all the time with it, and this is a little bit more high-pitched and tinnier compared to this. Yeah, you just don't get that, you don't get that loud click sound out of it on the new one. So, yeah, I think that'll wrap it up for this video. This has been Jobenblue. Thank you all so much, and goodbye.